All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Autism Garden. Hell, Artsy Dude. Good morning. Today, I got with me uh, Cody Francis, who you hear on a lot of my videos, but a lot of other videos as well, which is really cool that you share them on Epidemic Sound, uh, and it gets put out there in all these YouTube videos and other places. And I remember on your YouTube channel, you got Cody Francis Music, which is on my featured channels. I've got it on there on my main channel page. You guys can check that out. You went and you were reading the comments from "It'll Be All Right," and just having that. Watching you read those, you could tell it really had an effect on you. Was it more than what you were going to expect it to be when you were first, getting into music?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I had no idea that so many people had found it on YouTube. Because the way it worked was Epidemic Sound would kind of upload it to their own YouTube channel.
Hmm.
And so I wasn't really a part of that. And so I had no idea that they had uploaded it there. And so when I saw that and just like saw how many people were like commenting and stuff, I was like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. I had no idea. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that love your music that are like really big creators. And one of them who they do a lot of the van life stuff, Trenton Alley, and I think they've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And so I asked them, I said that you're going to be on here, and if they had any questions, and they said no, just to let you know that they're really big fans of the music, and thank you for putting it out, and can't wait to hear more. So um,
That's very kind.
yeah, and once I really got into your music and all the songs, like "It'll Be All Right," the one I use on here a lot, and then the newest one of your newest ones, "Old Pin."
Hmm.
Um, are any of the lyrics from any of your songs like from your personal life experience, or are any of them just stories that you've come up, like a fictional story that you come up with for your song?
Yeah, so it's kind of a mix of both. A lot of it does draw heavily on a lot of my personal experiences, and then sometimes it gets mixed in with a little embellishment, but most of the time it's from just personal experience and stuff. So yeah,
Right.
yeah.
What's been your favorite one to write?
Um, that's a tough question. I mean, it's usually just whichever one I'm currently working on.
Right.
Yeah, it
Right.
always changes. So
And you were talking to me before we started. You went on a trip to out to Colorado, and you wrote some more songs. And so the ones you're working on currently are probably your favorite ones coming out. Um, is it going to be all acoustic? Are you going to be doing some pop stuff in with it too, or?
yeah, so there's one acoustic and then one that will probably be a little more poppy. Um, I'm also been experimenting with just like making the songs be more production heavy in general. So not necessarily more pop, but like having more just sound effects, I guess if you want to call it, just more soundscape
Right, right.
with
And
songs. Yeah.
you did a video showing you kind of getting into that when for like that you were kind of showing that in there, and
Mhm.
it was really interesting to watch how you took just this one little piece or whatever and showed how once it's later layered in there that I wouldn't even have noticed that little piece until you did that video, and then now that sticks out every time because you show it how it was layered in, and it's just something that you wouldn't even have noticed.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me, like, yeah, there's just so much that, like, that I hear that no one else does because they didn't hear all the intricate little parts that I had to replay over and over and over as I was putting it in.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting, so.
What is your favorite um, instrument to play with? Then is it playing with the different soundscapes from the computer, or is it playing guitar? Or
I'd say guitar. Yeah, guitar is probably my favorite to play.
who were some influences that you had in earlier in life doing that?
Yeah, so earlier in life, I was a big Jason Mraz fan, um, and he was kind of the main one. That was like when I was in junior high,
Mm,
and then it just kind of slowly evolved. And once I got to college, I kind of got opened up into the world of indie folk, and
yeah,
then I got introduced to people like Donovan Woods and like John Bryant, and probably some not as well recognized names, but at least in the mainstream. But people who I look up to quite a bit in the indie folk community. So
yeah. Have you had any of those artists like reach out to you from hearing your songs like in different places?
uh, no, but I have met a few of them, um, just at like concerts and stuff. So it's been fun.
Right. That's
Yeah.
been that would be really neat. Like, have you got to how big a crowd have you performed in front of?
I haven't really done much performing. Well, yeah. So like when I was down in at college, I would do open mic and do a bunch, and I did some shows here and there. Um, it was never like a huge crowd, maybe like 100 people. Uh,
Mm,
but as soon as I moved back up to Bountiful, which is where I'm from, there's not very many venues up here to play at, and
no, they're not that many in Bountiful.
yeah, and so I decided to just kind of focus in on just recording and releasing music. So that's kind of what I've been doing mostly.
Yeah, yeah. Um, one of my favorite things to do when I was younger out there, and not many people know that even go traveling, but you can go out onto Antelope Island, and there's a little burger place out there you can have buffalo burger at and all that kind of stuff. I used to do that when I was younger all the time.
Yeah.
Where are some places you like to go around there when you were younger?
Yeah, I mean, Antelope Island was one. Been out there quite a bit. I love going down to St. George and kind of the Moab, uh,
Hmm.
Arches, Zions National Park area, and then really just anywhere in Utah to go camping
Right.
was beautiful. So yeah,
Yeah.
and I just go hiking here locally. I've got a few good hikes that are pretty local that I usually frequent. So
Right. I used to go camping up by Causey Reservoir up there,
oh,
where the Boy Scout camp's up there too.
yeah,
So
yeah, by Pine View.
yep,
Yeah,
yep, by Pine View. Yep,
yeah.
yeah, that's always fun up there. Um, where did you get? Oh man, where did you get most of your inspiration from? Usually.
Um, it's always different. Sometimes it'll be just like drawn from an experience that I've had in my life. A lot of times it'll be from I'll be listening to a song and be really inspired by it and be like, I wanna write something kind of like that. And so then I'll go ahead and try and do that. So it's always a little different, but I mean, and then the other times it's just me playing a chord progression on a guitar, and you know,
Hmm.
then something just comes out and you're like, oh, this could be a good song. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I've written a couple songs before, but
have you?
yeah, I'm just always interested in. They were never really super good songs. They were just little catchy ones. I mean, we and kind of funny. One of them we called broccoli soup. So
That's
yeah, we just had fun with it. When I was doing it.
yeah.
How does it feel to have so many people hear your music though? Like that's got to be because when you first start, that I mean that's kind of what you want to happen. But how does it feel to have it happen?
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. It's almost like I sometimes can't comprehend it, like just thinking because like you'll go look at like the numbers on YouTube and you're like, holy cow, like so many people around the world have heard my songs, and
Right.
like I'll never meet them probably, but like that's just crazy. It's it's intimidating a little bit. It's weird. So
Yeah. It's it's something that you want to happen, and then it's then you're almost scared at what it becomes. Right. You almost
yeah,
get nervous, like, well, now I want to put out another song, but now I want to make sure it's extra good or whatever, just because you
yeah,
have that many people listening.
right. Yeah, it's really interesting.
So
So
have you I know you collaborated with some people on other artists on Epidemic. I've seen some of those, those songs.
mhm.
Um, have you had a lot of people on there reach out to you that found your music on there and want to collaborate with you because of that?
I have, yeah, I've had a few. It's been really interesting because a lot of them are from like very different genres.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of like electronic producers want to kind of do remixes and stuff, and so that's been really cool to have people reach out like that for sure.
Yeah, it probably makes you um, value your own creative ability more because somebody else respects it enough to want to work with you. So you go, hey, I must be doing something right if somebody else in the same kind of thing that I'm doing wants to work with me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What's a path you would suggest for people starting out in doing music? Um, like, should they just keep writing as many songs as possible and just keep doing as much as they can?
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to doing. And even if you don't think it's like a good song or whatever, um, just go ahead and do it and release it. Because I mean, I've been really surprised sometimes with some of the songs that I've released where I personally have been like, this isn't like my greatest work, or I really don't like this one.
Mm-hmm.
But then like certain people it appeals to and they love it, and I'm just like, okay, like I'm glad you like it. I don't really like it, but that's surprising to me. So yeah, so
Yeah,
just do it. Just make music.
yeah. And Simple Life Reclaimed, they just got Epidemic because I told them that, and they said that they love your music and it's amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
So yeah, yeah. I came I I came to that conclusion with this. Like I'll have some people tell me, "Oh, that was amazing talking to that person" or whatever, and the only thing I can think of is when I'm done, "Oh, I forgot to ask this, I forgot to ask that." And
Yeah.
so it's the same way you're probably looking at your songs, like, well, I actually wanted to add another harmony to this part and maybe a little solo here, and I couldn't get it right, so it's
Mhm.
not actually what I wanted. But everybody else is like, "Oh, I love that song, man." So
Yeah.
it's kind of it's kind of a curse in that way, that all these people get a little more pleasure out of it than you do,
Yeah.
you're the one that made it.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
What's been the most surprising one of your songs that's done out of those ones that you were didn't think was going to do anything? What are the ones that you're just surprised have been doing so well?
I think it was the Weather Any Storm song.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I got it back, some people at Epidemic mixed it for me, and I wasn't very happy with how the mix was. I was just like, well, like that's just how it's gonna go out, and whatever. So I didn't even really like promote that one. I just was kind of like, oh hey, this song is released. Um, turns out it's been like one of the biggest ones. Like tons of people have been, as of recently, a lot of people have really liked that one, and I'm just like, wow. I
and
didn't think that at
Simple
all.
Life Reclaimed likes that one.
Yeah.
Exactly your point. And
Yeah.
it's funny you're saying that. Oh, and here's another one, another creator that really loves your stuff, Quebec Homestead.
Oh, cool.
They really
Hey,
love your stuff too.
thank you.
Um, People here that are creators can attest to the same thing happening with videos. Like
Yeah.
a video that you spend no time on, that you think it's just a junk video or whatever, will be one of your best performing videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just never know what the audience is gonna like.
Yeah. So funny.
What is some of your when most of your ideas come to you? Is it just when you're walking around, and you'll get a melody in your head, or some lyrics in your head, or?
Yeah, it's always a little different. It normally comes when I sit down to play with the guitar. Um, sometimes like I'll be walking around and I'll have a little idea and I'll like jot it down on a voice note on like my phone. But I've kind of discovered that like most of those ideas never really pan out to be a song,
Mhm.
for whatever reason. I don't know why, but usually if I'm sitting down with the guitar and just kind of noodling around with it, I'll usually be able to kind of find something. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
they Simple Life Reclaim, they like the song Old Pen, and we kind of, that's one of the new ones that you wrote that you like. What is the story behind where that one came from? Because the lyrics, when I really sat back, the guitar part's good. I always like that part, but the lyrics in that one is a really good story.
that's actually kind of a funny story. So um, there's a movie. Have you ever seen the movie The Kid? It's
Maybe.
it's an old Disney movie about this guy who's I can't remember. He's some business dude, and all of a sudden this little kid shows up in his life, and like he's the only one who can see him for a while. And then, anyways, it turns out to be him as his younger self, and the kid's trying to teach him to like loosen up and stop being such a grouchy businessman.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the very end, he meets his older self in the future, also with the younger kid. So that's actually kind of the inspiration behind that one, um, because in the song it's kind of like it's the concept of you're meeting yourself, um, and you know it's trying to teach you to not take life so seriously, and to just kind of realize that you already have most of everything what you need to make it through
Yep.
this. So yeah,
Yep.
so that's kind of the story behind that one, which is kind of funny.
It is kind of funny that it came out with a song like that, because yeah, you don't even really get the vibes. Like, I can picture that whole thing happen in a different way. I mean, you probably pictured the movie in it, but in my mind, I pictured it a whole different way. So that's kind of cool to learn. And Quebec Homestead used 2 of your songs in her videos and got tons of compliments on the song choice.
Oh, very cool.
So,
Yeah.
how does that work? Can you like see how many videos your songs have been in and all that kind of stuff on the artist side of it?
No, I wish I could see like every creator who's using the songs. I wish I had access to that, and I don't. So it's just usually comes by word of mouth or just kind of happen upon it when I'm just watching YouTube videos. Sometimes I'll hear my own
Right.
song being used, and so yeah. So.
Yeah, that's something that you should probably ask them to add. Be like, hey, I'd like to know who's using it so I can go see their stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be a cool way to have them work together.
Yeah. That's true.
Um, where has like some of the fans like internationally, like have you like some of the crazy places that people wrote in from?
Yeah. So I just had someone from like mainland China
Mm-hmm.
write to me, which was really cool. I have a lot of people from like India and Thailand and the Philippines. Um, and so yeah, it's kind of just all over. It's been really really cool to see everyone.
Yeah. What are some places that you'd like to go play? Like if you get to go on tour one day and go see places, where would you like to go to?
I mean, I'd be fine going anywhere really, but if I gotta choose, I guess I'd love to go to. I think Italy would be really cool, somewhere Europe, and
Yeah.
and then I'd probably go to the Philippines also. I think that would be sweet. So
What is been your favorite live experience that you went to and saw other people perform that you kind of want to incorporate into your own shows?
um, let's see. Well, I don't know. I went to a Donovan Woods concert just here in Salt Lake last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember. Um, oh, you know what? My favorite one I think was Novo Amor. They're one of my favorite bands, if you know who they are. But they came to Salt Lake and they had a really good set, and that's someone that I would love to emulate.
Yeah.
So that type of style. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Did you ever see the movie SLC Punk?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, you'll have to watch that one time. Because you'll kind of laugh at all the different Utah stuff. Like they talk about the
Yeah,
3.2 beer and all that kind of stuff in there, and for people that live in Utah, it's got a lot of funny stuff in there that you can laugh
yeah,
about for sure.
yeah. I'll check that out.
It's been your favorite your favorite video that you come across with your music in it that you weren't expecting, like you're just watching maybe somebody that you already watch or whatever, and you just all of a sudden hear one of your songs.
Yeah. So I was I was watching. I really love like watching those wood turning videos,
Hmm.
um, and just all sorts of wood stuff. And so I was watching one of those. Someone was just making um, an epoxy orb or whatever mixed with wood, and they used one of my songs, and I was just like, whoa, this is cool. Like I wasn't expecting that. Um, and then the other one was Peter McKinnon, if you know who he is. He's a big, vlogger, YouTuber, and
Mm,
he is one of my instrumentals in one of his videos, and I watch his videos all the time, and that was really cool. So
that's awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome. And I dropped your link in there, so you're up to 830 on your channel now. So
yeah, that's
try and
crazy.
get you up there.
I need to. I haven't made a video in a long time. I'm planning to next week. I'm going to be starting up videos again. So
Yeah. What you probably would you have started a YouTube channel had you not had your music go out there like that?
I had always kind of dabbled around with YouTube. It's something that I've also loved for a while. If I wasn't doing music, I think I would be doing YouTube like
Right.
full time. And so yeah, I mean, I've always kind of loved it, but the music being discovered on YouTube has only like furthered that push to kind of get me to do YouTube more a little bit. So
Right.
yeah,
Well, I mean, you'll end up having a lot of subscribers just from people that like your music and want to see what's going on with you. Um, so that'll be really cool to see. And then you'll be able to write your own soundtrack. You know what I mean, to your own channel like that. That's kind of
yeah,
cool.
it's interesting though because like um, it takes. I mean, yeah. So like I could do that, but I think I would also end up probably using like Epidemic just because
Right.
there's so much more variety, you know. Because
Yeah.
it takes so much effort to like make a whole song just for one video. So yeah,
Oh yeah. 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 For one video. Yeah. Um, what I have enjoyed Epidemic just because I haven't liked any new music in like a really long time, and now that I got that, even just to listen to, not even just for putting songs in videos, just to have new music to listen to has been really cool.
hmm. Yeah, that's
And
sweet.
who is your favorite artist?
I mean, it that's an impossible question. I can give you my top favorite, maybe top five right now. Um, I'd probably say Novo Amor is my favorite top, and then people I've been listening to right now also are Lauv. He's kind of a pop artist, and then Jeremy Zucker. He's also kind of pop. I've been into a lot of pop recently,
Mm,
but yeah. So those are kind of the top three, and then Donovan Woods would be another one. Um, he's an indie folk. So yeah, I mean, I guess those are the top four for you
yeah.
right now.
And Simple Life Reclaim also wants to know how long have you been writing and playing music?
So writing and playing music, I think, I've been playing the piano most of my life. That was the first instrument I learned. Started when I was really young, and then I picked up a guitar when I was probably 15 or 16, and I think I wrote my first song when I was 17, and then started recording and writing more songs at about 21. So
Mm,
and I'm 28 right now. So just to give a little perspective.
that's I started out doing piano when I first started playing, and I hated doing the lessons. I
Me,
hated doing lessons. I would sit down at home for hours and just play on the keyboard and just make my own whatever, but I hated doing the lessons and learning the sheet music and all that stuff.
that's exactly what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to like reading music, like I can read it, but I can't like sight read. If you were to put a piece in front of me, like I
Hmm.
could play it perfect. Like my brother could do that, but like I kind of played mostly by ear. mostly, and so yeah.
Yeah. My brother was really good of playing by ear. So,
Mm.
um, and Epidemics, what I use Linyoki. It's a service you can sign up for, and you pay per month. And there's a bunch of songs on there you can use in your videos and stuff. So that's what that is. Um, has there been a song um, that you really put a lot of yourself in, um, that is also done really well, and you're happy to see it doing well because you were happy with the product when it came out?
Yeah, I think "It'll Be All Right" was that song. That was
Mhm.
the one that I was most proud of. So
And that one seems to be doing the best, at least if you look at the epidemic videos of it.
yeah,
That one's got a lot of hits on it. Where did the story behind that one come from?
yeah. That one was a pretty personal one. I was just going through some struggles, and it kind of stemmed from a conversation that like I had with my dad, um, and just kind of that conversation, and then I kind of related it to. So it could be a conversation between a father and a son, or you could take it the spiritual sense, and it could be God to his
Hmm.
child. So yeah,
Yeah,
that was kind of the story behind that one.
yeah, and that one's my favorite. Um, and I use it on here because the lyrics, like all the stuff that's happened to me in my life, and why I chose it, and then I just had a little setback again happen. I got all these people watching now. I'm like, that's how my life's always been, and now I use that song because I tell you guys it'll be all right. It's just this little setback.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, is there songs in your life that have like that you remember from when you were younger that have always just been emotional songs for you?
Hmm. I don't know when like I don't think like from when I was younger. I think I started getting really attached to emotional songs like when I got into I mean, I think like in high school you go through kind of that typical uh like not emo but the like Simple Plan. Have you heard that song "I'm Just a Kid" by Simple Plan?
I
It's
think
like
so. Yeah.
yeah, so I used to like dive into those ones quite a bit. Um but yeah, I think the one recent one that I was really attached to for a little bit was it's called "Human" by John Bellion, and that one was really emotionally affecting to me. And there's so many. There's tons of
Yeah.
them. But yeah.
Is there ZX24 wants to know, is there a song that you made that you hate but it did well?
Um yeah. It wasn't like I hated it, but and now I can't even remember. Let me look it up real quick. Um I can't remember what it's called. Gosh. Let me pull this up. Yeah, I didn't really hate it, but I just was like, I really don't like this one and don't think it's like really fits what I wanted it to be. Oh, it was I Don't Want to Go, if you
Mm.
know that one. Um
I I don't know if I know that one.
because it's like, oh, this is everything. With you next to me. Anyways, but yeah,
Yeah.
I was just like, eh. So I didn't
Yeah.
really hate it, but I didn't love it that much.
Yeah.
So
And you're up to 837 now. So
Hey, thank you.
there's a lot of people in here that listen to your music, and I think it was Quebec said earlier she didn't even know you had a channel. It's like, that's right. You gotta do research, and you gotta dive deep and find out stuff like that.
Oh, thank you.
Has there been anybody from like back there in the high school days that has now heard your songs like on YouTube and put it together that it was the guy they went to school with?
Not yet. Only like my close friends have really noticed. Um, yeah, I don't know if people would recognize me even if they heard it on YouTube. So
What are,
yeah,
what are your what do your parents think of your music?
they've been really supportive, which has been really cool. So yeah, they really like it.
Yeah, were they kind of confused at first when you first started talking to them about all this stuff going on, and they kind of have a better understanding now?
Yeah, yeah, they've been. I mean, my mom has been like very like, you need to be have a backup plan and stuff, which yes you do, I think,
Mm,
but there's pros and cons to that also,
right,
um, but yeah, but once started having a little bit of success, and they've been just very supportive, and it's been amazing. So
right, right. Is there is there a song that you're excited about coming out next?
um yeah, I mean, I'm always excited about new stuff that I'm working on. um so yeah.
It's almost because I get a little bit of that too in certain videos. It's like a nervous excitement where
Hmm.
you're like, I wonder how it's gonna do. I think it's gonna do good. It's got the feeling that it's gonna do good, but I want to see what it's actually gonna do.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because like it always starts out for me like kind of just meh before it gets really developed. Once it gets
Mm,
to the final stages of the song, then I start getting like really excited because I can see the whole picture finally, and I'm just like, yeah, this
right,
hopefully will be good. So
right.
yeah,
Because when you're first starting those outlines of the song, sometimes you don't even know what's there. You can kind of have something there, but you don't really know what's there yet.
yeah.
Um, is there one of those songs that like wrote itself faster? Like it was just almost right away, just each part came pretty quickly.
Yeah, there's been a few of those. Um, I can't remember which ones they were though. Um, Gosh, I think the Running Circles song, that one came fairly fast. Um,
Nice.
and there's been a few others. I just can't remember which ones they were. But yeah.
Yeah. And you're up to 839 now. And guys,
Thank
if
you
you
guys.
can't if you can watch the first one, I think it was the first one you put on there where he's watching the comments to It'll Be All Right. And you'll see because I don't know if I told you this, but um you're actually the first person that I asked to do this way back when in November when I first heard the song. And so everybody that I've gotten on since then and already talked to and all these amazing people that you've liked, it's because he said yes way back when and kind of helped get the ball rolling for me to do this. So that's why I tell you guys, you never know what kind of change or things you can affect when you talk to people or
That's
when you
all.
play music or something like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I wanna really thank you for coming on today. Um, is there is there any thing that you would tell people that are out there that are scared of taking their first step if they wanted to try to do something creative and they're scared of taking that first step or scared of putting something out, is there some piece of advice you can give them from having those same fears and feelings and now seeing your art be successful, that it's worth it to get over the fear of the jump?
Yeah, one thing that I've learned recently, there's this guy named Peter Crone. I call him the mind architect, and I loved all his videos and his perspective and philosophies on life. And he said he's got a phrase that he uses. He says, "Be 100% committed, but 100% unattached to any outcome." And that's something that I've tried to apply into my own life. So, you know, put your heart and soul into it, but whatever happens, happens. And, you know, you can't change what happens. And so it's totally fine. Just be okay with whatever happens, but be 100% committed to whatever you're going to do. And, yeah, because I think you'll surprise yourself in a lot of times. So.
Oh yeah. There's, your mind can do incredible things if you put it to it. You know, if you put your mind to things, you can accomplish a lot of things that you didn't think were possible.
Yeah.
What's your goal for the next couple of years with your music? Like, what are some things that you want to get accomplished now?
Well, it'll be interesting. So I actually just parted ways with Epidemic Sound. So I'll be kind of doing my own thing for at least a little while. I'll probably be applying to some other different music libraries. But as far as my goals go, like I would love to get it to the point where like I could be fully sustained by just the music alone. And yeah, so that's the goal.
Well, you'll have to let me know about the other music libraries, man, for sure.
Yeah, I
For
will.
sure that you go to.
And, I mean, even if like I don't work with anyone else, like if you or any of your followers want to still use any music that I release from here on out, just message me and I'll just send it over. Yeah, I love people using music, so yeah.
Yeah, and then they're asking if you can still. I think any of the stuff that you have on Epidemic, those are still usable even if you left Epidemic, are they?
Yep. All those will still be there.
All right. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be following your music for a good long time. Like, my favorite performance ever, and if you ever get a chance to, I'd go see him, is Roger Waters when he came around, the concert that he sets up. Like, they brought in, I think it was like 14 or 40, I forget the exact number, like $1 million extra speakers and everything they went to, so that everybody would have good sound no matter where they sat and that kind of stuff. It was like, yeah, it was amazing.
That's pretty sweet.
It was amazing. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get out of here early, guys. I've had a really good day, day, and having you on and everything, man. So I'm gonna hit the outro video. Just hang with me for a minute, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. You can go over and rate Roy and Becky if you'd like, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming in, guys.